So, July 1st, 2026, the day Sony killed video games. You probably already heard that Sony said by the January 2028 they're going to stop making physical video games. So when that day comes, they will no longer make physical game discs anymore. All you will get is a case with just a paper code, no disc. That's even if they have, there'll probably just be little paper codes hanging in the store, if that. This is bad for several reasons. You probably already heard that. Various other people said it. For me, I only get my games physically. I have literally almost 400 Nintendo Switch 1 games. And for the Switch 2, I don't have that many yet. But these and Cyberpunk are all the ones I have currently. These are all fully on the cartridge. Cyberpunk, they have it fully on the cartridge with the DLC. Donkey Kong Bonanza, fully on there. All these games are fully on the cartridge. And Sony's probably doing that for profits. Yes, digital games do count for more sales-wise, but you get to a point where if the PlayStation 6 is digital only, there's no reason for people to get it. Like, I just recently got a PlayStation 4. Hope I can get more games before they get all snatched up, but these are all my PS4 games. I just got one used from a secondhand store. But, like, some of these, like, I never heard of Song of the Deep until I found it at a tag sale. Watch Dogs 2, I played the first one on the Wii U. Then I found the second one. Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition. The whole game's on the disc with all the DLC. Need for Speed Heat. One of EA's games that actually, I believe, is fully on here. But just physical media, that's not only a way to preserve it, but a way to find other games. Like, other than just games, like, they're still making movies and TV shows on DVD. Like, I found a whole bunch of stuff I never would have known otherwise. Like, I found some great movies, like, I never saw Short Circuit until I found the DVD. A great movie. Even smaller stuff like The Lost Thing. This good story about a person in a world that just doesn't care about creative stuff. Everything has to be logged, categorized, and just like filed away. Another great thing. Even sometimes you find something, you give it a chance. Like Ride Your Wave. This is a great anime story movie. I even found stuff like the anime Black Cat. I don't know if this would be possible without physical media, and that's good. And without physical games, like once a game comes out, and then after it comes out, then like a month later, people stop talking about it, and then it's just gone. On to the next piece of garbage. But if you have the physical game, you can keep it alive. And it's something you could share, something you can talk about. This is my childhood copy of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. This came with our game. My parents got this with our GameCube in Christmas 2005. And I have played through this game several times. One of my favorite games of all time. Even got the remake. And this is my copy. I have memories attached to this. We even have the papers inside. We wrote Dupless's name, other things, like some of the questions the Thwomp statue asks you. We have all the notes in here from when we played the game. And without a physical copy, all that's just going to be gone. It's just a file you download, and that's it. There's also the other stuff where now, if you could only buy the game digitally, Well, do you only on the online store? That's the only way to get it. Like all my Nintendo Switch 2 games, I have not paid full price for any of these. Kind of an exception would be Mio, but I found some money on the ground, so I basically got this for basically free. But that's another thing. You'll be paying full price for the games. There would be little to no competition anymore. Like, they might have digital codes hanging up in the store, but other than that, like, you're locked into just the digital store. Who's to say Sony's not even gonna have like a code that says Horizon Zero Dawn PlayStation 6 edition? It's just a little paper code, a little card you buy, then you get the code at the register. Who's to say they're going to stop doing that? The only way is the digital store on the systems. They basically kill video games. Xbox, we all know Xbox is going to go with digital-only games in the future. They were originally planning to do that with Xbox One, but once we get all the backlash, they changed that. They made the Xbox One SAD, the Xbox One S, all digital, with no disc drive. It's just the console, and you have to download everything. They made the Xbox Series X and S. The S is digital only. It doesn't have a disc drive. So Microsoft is for sure going to go digital route with that, with their next box, or whatever it's going to be. Nintendo, hopefully they stay stuck in their ways and they continue to release physical games. Now there are game key cards. I feel like that's a compromise they kind of had to make because the physical cartridges are expensive. With like Mio, this is a cheaper cartridge. Instead of a 64 gigabyte, this is either a 32 or 16 gigabyte cartridge. So this was a bit cheaper to make. Was a $30 game. I think it's on sale for maybe $25 now with a physical copy. But like, Nintendo might be the last company to actually support physical games. Now the Switch 2's not that old yet, but maybe if the Switch 3 comes out at some point, will that have physical games? If not, then, well, they'll see what happens with Sony and Microsoft, but again, the cartridge readers will cost next to nothing. That will be a lot cheaper than actual disc drive. Like, I had to fix the disc drive for the PlayStation 4 when I got it used at a thrift store. The disc drive, when you put the disc in, it pushes a piece of plastic until the rollers to pull the disc in. I had to add some plastic to those arms to get it to work properly. But that disc drive is a lot more complicated, expensive than a little like cartridge connector on the Switch 2. So for price rise, like they can still make a profit on physical games. There's people that want it. Japan, I think, if memory serves me right, about half game sales there are all physical. So Nintendo's a Japanese company, so they do stuff for Japan. So that stuff usually sometimes comes over because they're not going to make two different versions. Hopefully they still continue to do physical games if they ever make a Switch 3. Because there's people that still want them, and they can still make profit on it. Hopefully, like, that continues with that. But there's also another reason for physical games. There's a reason why I have Horizon Chase Turbo here. This game was delisted, and you can't download it from the eShop. You can't buy it anymore. If you want to buy this game, the only way is this physical copy. And the whole games are right here on the cartridge. There's no download needed for it. You just put it in and you play. And I know a lot of like games, like some games on the PlayStation or Xbox, they're not fully on the disc. What I get, if I ever do find a PlayStation 4 game, I check doesitplay.org to see if the whole game's on here. This has everything on the disc except for there was a download code for the PS4 theme and the art book. Other than that, the whole game's on here. Some games, if they have part of the game, then you need to download the rest. Or it's just basically, essentially a game key card, but a disc version of that. So there are games out there like that. Nintendo, thankfully, they have it labeled that it's a game key card or the game's not on there, so you know which games to avoid. But there are still plenty of games out there that are fully on the disc. Just not all of them are. You just need to be careful with it. So this Sony killed video games. Hopefully Nintendo, they stay stuck in their ways or they keep physical games. But like, I have games. This game's literally older than me. Yar's Revenge. This is from 1981. This game still plays perfectly fine. The Atari's from 82, I think. Like, the thing's like 40 plus years old. And it still works perfectly fine with a little care. Just that the video games, digital, they could remove them anytime. This, Atari, they went out of business. If this was a digital game, it would be stuck on your system. You wouldn't be able to, if something happens to that, like if something has my Atari, I could just take the game, put it in another system, or if this copy breaks, I could buy another copy of Yar's Revenge. Digital, you can't do that. Their store gets down, the system breaks. Or even like what they did where they removed about 550 something movies and TV shows. Like, let's just say PlayStation or Xbox or even Nintendo, say they had a licensing deal, like say like this game, Need for Speed, say EA, there was a licensing deal with all the different car brands in here, and they just like, okay, we had a 5-year licensing deal. We're going to pull the game from the shop. You can't buy it anymore. And since it's digital only, we could go in and remove it from your PlayStation 6. You can never play that game again because we are licensing, so we're going to remove it from you just like they did all the TV shows and movies they just did. Or they're going to do. So what's stopping that from happening? You bought the game. You could just reach into your console and remove it. I have this optical disc. They can't take that away. Yeah, they could maybe push an update, but you just have the system offline. And then you take the disc, you put it in, and you just install the game and play it. And that's another thing I was thinking about with the Switch. Some of the cartridges are expensive. Well, what's to stop them from just saying you take a Switch 1 cartridge, which is cheaper to make, not as fast, but ideally you have it run off the cartridge, but why if you just put the cartridge in and install it from the cartridge to the system? And then it'll be like a PlayStation 4 game. Like you have the slower medium, you use that to install it, they run it off the hard drive like the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One did back in 2013. Or maybe you install half the game and half reads off the hard drive, half reads off the cartridge. Ideally, the full game on the cartridge, run off the cartridge, I'm perfectly fine with that. But I don't know if they'll ever do that. Hopefully, physical video games stay for as long as they can on the Switch. But worst case, I got about 400 Switch 1 games, 100 Xbox 360 games. There's like literally thousands of games you could get on older systems. Get a PlayStation 2. There's over 150 million of those out there. And they have a ton of great games on there. You get a Wii. That has a bunch of great games too. PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. You don't need the new the new systems. If they're digital only, you won't own your game. Well, just get all the old ones. You have literally 40 years of video games to choose from. Going back all the way to the Atari 2600, which may not be ideal for some people. But then you could go all the way up to basically modern day, like the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Or if you want to go older, the 7th gen, PS3, 360, and Wii. Which those games are all, for the most part, fully playable off the disc. So you don't need, if the new systems are digital only, which most likely are going to be, you could say they could go screw themselves. You have 40 years worth of games to go through. Or you could always go to the PC route and because you have multiple ways to do that. Or you could get your PS2 game, emulate it. Emulate Burnout Revenge for the PS2. Emulate that in 4K. You could be the creepy landlord asking your neighbor Alan to play Burnout Revenge for the PS2. But that's just my thoughts. Also, the world is turning to crap. Idiocracy became a documentary, not a comedy. Now that's another great movie. That thing barely got shown. The physical DVD for Idiocracy. This is where it got all the people to watch it. This DVD is why this became so well known. Otherwise, they barely shown this in theaters. Another great one. I recommend you watch this. I don't know if you could watch it on Netflix or something, but just get the DVD. It's yours. You buy it once. You could watch it forever. You could loan it to a friend. You could rip the disc. You could put it on on your phone, on your lap computer that I'm using to record this. It's yours. You can do what you want with it. But that's my rant. Also, I just for some reason want to mention there's some stuff on Netflix. If that ever gets removed from Netflix, you can never watch that again. I don't pay for Netflix. I have movie screeners, and I just randomly found this at a Goodwill. It's a really great movie. I would like people to see it, but it's on Netflix. Does have a physical release. Except this screener here, I Lost My Body. Great movie. Be really nice if it had an English dub. It's in French. But I would want to recommend this movie to people. But it doesn't. The only release it has is this movie screener, and it is a pressed disc. No Blu-ray release, no DVD. I never heard of this. Never seen anybody talk about this. The only reason I know about this is because somebody donated, some voter donated this, and went to a Goodwill. I just happened to be in that Goodwill, found it, and watched it, and I really like it. But I tell people, they never heard of this. And it's just buried in Netflix, if it even's still on there. That could happen to games too. So say they make Horizon Chase, or not a good example. Anything. I guess the movie the TV show Firefly is not a great example, but it came out. It had one season, didn't do good, and then afterwards, it reruns. That's where people found out about it. Now, what happens if that show came out, didn't do good, and then they never showed it in reruns? The show just would have been lost to time. And there are stuff like that. There are cases. I have I have some DVDs. Well, I have the anime Hyper Police. I luckily found all 6 volumes. You can't watch it anywhere. I think it's on YouTube, but not the English dub. And there's other stuff like it's. This video is going too long. It's already, I forgot how long. But that's it, and that's my rant. Stay physical.